Hello, today we will talk about the vulnerabilities in SQL Server. The first vulnerability we will talk about is vulnerability in patched memory reuse. A vulnerability was found in Microsoft SQL Server. The affected version is unknown. It has been rated as problematic. This use affects an unknown function of the component memory page reuse handler. The manipulation with an unknown input leads to desenfailure vulnerability. The attack may be initiated remotely. No form of authentication is needed for a successful exploitation. The second vulnerability we will talk about is conversion overflow. A vulnerability classified as problematic has been found in SQL Server. An unknown function of the query type conversion handler component is affected by this vulnerability. Through manipulation of an unknown input, a buffer overload class vulnerability is caused. This has implications for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Vulnerability is very popular because of its low complexity. The attack can be initiated from the network. The vulnerability could allow an unauthenticated attacker to elevate privilege. An attacker who successfully exploits the vulnerability could run code and take complete control of the affected system.
Denial of service. It is a general category of attack that limit access to network application or data to user. For example, those can be archived by exploiting a database platform vulnerability to cause on server failure. Other common those include the corruption, network flooding, and server resource overhead. How to prevent implementation of connection speed control, IPS, query access control, and response time control is recommended. Connection control prevents server resource overload by limiting connection speed and other variables for a database user. IPS and protocol validation prevent attackers from exploiting no software vulnerabilities to cause DOS. Exposure of backup data. The storage media for database backup is often to protect against attack. As a result, several high-profile security breaches have involving the update and these with database backups. How to prevent? All database backups should be encrypted. In fact, server vendors have suggested the future database management system product does not support the creation of unencrypted backups.
Okay, hello everybody. Tonight we're gonna talk about two topics important in the area of informatics. The first one is encryptation. What is encryptation? Encryptation is the process of obfuscating data by using password or key. This can make the data useless without the corresponding decryption key or password. Encryptation does not resolve access control uses. However, it improves security because it limits loss even if access controls are exceeded. For example, if the database host computer is not configured correctly, and a malicious user obtains sensitive data, then stolen information may be unstable encrypted. Well, this is the first topic about tonight, and the second one is password complexity directives. What is this about? Complexity directives are designed to prevent brute force attacks by increasing the number of possible passwords. When applied the password complexity policy, new passwords are required to comply with the following guidelines. The password must not contain part of all the user's account name. A part of an account name is defined as three or more consecutive alphanumeric characters, delimited at both ends in a blank space, such as a space, tabulations, return, etc. Well, these are the two topics for tonight. That's all. I hope that you like it, and good night, everybody.
Hi everyone, today I'll explain you about privilege abuse. This is something that happens a lot when we make a software for a company. They tell us what they want in his software. They don't think what will his employers do with the access that we give to them, with the access that they give to some of the people in the industry. For example, an employee has access to all the information of all the other employees. He will take the information and make it public if he wants, or he will give the information to someone that will use it for bad purposes. And in fact, we should think before we say what will the user have access to avoid problems and to keep our information safe.
Hey everyone, my name is Gerardo Alexis, and I talk about a little bit about to SQL servers vulnerabilities. We will start in one vulnerability. For example, his name is no safe password. The no safe password is vulnerability of SQL server. We all knew starts with in SQL there is a lot for important information is that we dispositive in an database of import projects. For example, we done some work in SQL servers. We need to save our project with password security. Okay, this is to be safer when saving something in the SQL server, but sometimes these security measures they need to fail. When these security failures occurs in his called name is no safe password in SQL. He's know that the same time has a SQL vulnerability to avoid this so bad and loves the database by hackers for password. Knew the following requires of complexity. This sending determiners with password must meet complexity requires. Okay, so if this police is enabled, so the password must meet the following minute requires. They should not contain significant parts of the user account name or full name, for example, whatever. Be let seek shatter in client. Number 2 is be composite of shattered from the following categories. For example, capital letters from A to Z. For example, lowercase letters from A to Z. Digital in base, for example, number 10 from 0 to 9. No alphabetic characters, for example, dollar symbol or question mark, maybe percentage. This symbol is no recur to SQL Server from the vulnerability. This way you could be this way you can about a security password.
In this video we are going to see how to use SQL injection and how it works. Well, first of all, we are going to see what is SQL injection. SQL injection is an attack where we send a malicious query to an app. First, the read executes the query and then we gain or destroy some information. For example, I got this query on the screen. Select all from table 1 where column 1 is equal to valor. What I'm going to do with SQL injection. Instead of put a value in the query, I'll put another query. What I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to show you a query which deletes all the tables from a database. Then we are going to attack SQL Server. Why? Because the way which this query has been written is not sure. Well, we are going to execute the code. We are going to put a breakpoint right here. Then we will see that the code goes well. Then the program says, put a value to look for it. I'll put ABC. And when I came right here, SQL Server execute this query, which seems kind of simple. The query says, select all from table 1 where column 1 is equal to ABC. Then I come to the data table and I want to see it. Effectively, it shows values from the table of SQL Server. Nothing about me to put another query instead of a value. We are going to execute the code again and I'll show you how simple it is to delete all the tables from a database. For that I paste this code, which is right here. Basically what it does, it ends the past query and starts a new one, which says drop table. Then we go to SQL Server. We can say I have table 1 and table 2 in the database SQL injection. Then we came here and we type enter and we think all is okay, but if we come to the database there are no values because this query which I have right here was changed. Now you can see the past query was finished and the other starts. If we go to SQL Server and we refresh the database, we will see that all the tables have been deleted.